just a few more hours until what is arguably 2 or 3 of the biggest games in world football, and we're here to dissect everything with you. Of course, I'm not alone. I've got with me 2 of the finest young men to help bring the latest happenings in the world of football to you. Welcome, guys. How are you guys doing?
Lynn, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to be here as well. It's been a while.
I don't think I've said this, but officially, Happy New Year to you guys. How was your holiday?
Yeah, it didn't feel like a holiday to me. It was just like a normal day because every day in my life is like a holiday.
How about you? And we're back, action. The World Cup is over and we're in full swing. League football is back in full swing and we're excited to be here.
Yes.
So just like I said, it's a few hours until the 2 of the finest games or 3 of the finest games in world football, and I want to start with the Manchester derby, the Premier League. We see Manchester United take on Manchester City in what is arguably the biggest game in England, and it's a battle for the title as well.
Title.
This game can be a decider for who eventually goes on to win the Premier League.
It's still a long way now. We still have over 20 games or 20 something games.
What do you guys make of the Manchester League?
It's going to be a cracking game as usual. Manchester derby is always full of blood, sweat and tears, but it's going to be a very tough game. It's not going to be like the first leg because right now Manchester United, they are in their groove. They are beginning to get their team, they are beginning to gel, their players are beginning to have more confidence. You can see the likes of Marcus Rashford getting his best game back. Christian Eriksen is being influential in the midfield. Casemiro, so important in that team. Casemiro, so important in that team. So I expect a cracking game on Saturday, and it's an early kickoff, so it's going to be a very tough game.
Well, in your introductory remark, it's going to actually have a say in the title race, and I want to believe because if Manchester United gets something positive out of that game, even the draw, yes, the title race is open because judging by the way they started this season, everybody wrote them off. Me personally, I wrote them off, but give kudos to the players and give more kudos to Everton because the kind of discipline he has instilled in that team is top notch, and it is quite blatant and obvious that he's in control. Nobody messes around with him, and the players have actually bought into it. Kudos, and we're talking about Casemiro, and I was like, wow. I felt probably Real Madrid have been keeping the talent of Casemiro because we don't know Casemiro as a player that actually distributes passes. He plays forward. Honestly,
no, maybe you didn't watch his game well.
No. I won't pretend I watched the Real Madrid. I watched glimpses in the Champions League. When we watch Casemiro, is that destroyer?
Yes. They dictate the play, yeah.
But now in Manchester United, I think he's the main guy. He does virtually everything in midfield.
Main guy?
Yeah, he's the main guy in midfield. He controls
I don't think so, Shabo. He's having a good game in United, and
he's been very. He's not even decent. He's been very.
Yeah, it's fantastic now. He's playing like a senior man now. So senior.
He's the main guy.
No, if you watch Christian Eriksen well, you understand what they're talking about.
Oh well and good, but in a nutshell, Casemiro has been one of the standouts.
Of course, I agree with you. But you saying the main guy, I don't know.
Yeah,
but you have a point though.
I think I understand what you're saying. I mean, just before Casemiro came to Manchester United, it felt like he was the least tactical guy in Real Madrid. And coming to United, there were talks about him. I was one of the people that criticized United's choice to go for Casemiro because he's coming into that team, having being public for giving a lot of passes. So I think he's done fantastic for himself. He's upped his game at Manchester United, and kudos has to go to Casemiro. So going to the other side of the divide, we talk about the Manchester derby having a say when it comes to the title race, but we also have to talk about the league leaders, Arsenal. Arsenal, they're playing against Tottenham in what is the North London derby, and it just seems like if Arsenal goes on to win this, they will put that much distance, that needed distance that they need between themselves and Manchester City. Now, what do you guys think of the Arsenal game? Do you think Arsenal is going to give it that game going fully well that they can get all 3 points off Tottenham?
Mark, I see the kind of mind games they are playing, but as an Arsenal fan and to all Arsenal fans, of course, we all know that we are not getting carried away. Even a win against Tottenham, we will definitely tell you that we are looking forward to the next game. We are not in the title conversation. And yes, judging by what you have seen this season, if Arsenal should come out all guns blazing against a certain Tottenham side that doesn't like playing football in the first half, this game should be done by half time. Yes, honestly, because in the past 9 games, if you look at Antonio Conte's men, they've been
sleeping
and
in the first half.
In the first half. They just come back, they have that run of good minutes in the second half.
Especially in the first 30 minutes of the game, they are sleeping.
They've been dreadful. So if we are to see a very, very predictable game. Arsenal should actually get this job done in the first half. But we all know how the North London derby is. Even derby at large, if form is out of the window.
Of course.
You have to actually be very, very good at it. And yes, Arsenal doesn't have a good record at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've not won there for a good amount of years.
Yeah.
Dating back to
they denied us the Champions League last season with that 3-0 defeat.
So exactly. So if Arsenal are to push for this title, defeating their rivals at their backyard is going to have a lot of say. But we are not still getting carried away. We actually look forward to the next game.
The way I watch my own league title race, I go game by game. So when you people say title race by January, you don't win the league by January.
We're not
even halfway. We still have about like 20 games to go, like a dozen more games to go. Like so, the title race should not be coming up. We should be talking about the title maybe from March, April. Now it's just going game by game, and the way I see that game, it's going to be a very tough game, but. Judging like what you said earlier, we don't have a good record against Tottenham in their stadium, so I'm not really confident going into that game. But I expect Arsenal to win the game.
Yeah.
I expect Arsenal to win the game.
I think, knowing that both of you are Arsenal fans, I think you guys are trying to reverse psychology here.
No, we're not playing reverse psychology. Yeah, we know our team. We don't have a large squad. Yeah. We're managing our team.
Yeah.
If anything, look at Nketiah now, coming fitting in for Jesus now. If anything happens to Nketiah now, we're in trouble. So how can we be talking about a title race when we know that our team is not large enough?
There's a difference between being in the title race and actually having a large squad. We know that Arsenal are in the title race at this point because they're top of the table. They've showed that much quality
and consistency. Yeah,
and it just takes a few games, just like every other body or every other league season. It takes just a few games for you to lose to be out of the title race. I mean, we see Manchester United. Nobody really put Manchester United in the conversation, but after a few really good games, a lot of people are bringing them up. That if they have really good games against Manchester City and Arsenal, then they could be in the title race. So that's the kind of conversation that a lot of people are bringing up right now. That Arsenal have been fantastic. They've probably been the best team in the league season, and that's why they are top of the table right now.
When people say Man United in the title race, I don't understand what you people are talking about. Title race how? Like, how did Man U, like, they are not even in third position, they are not even in fourth position. What?
Fourth position, if I'm not mistaken. I want to chip something else. They've been having a good amount of games. And if you look at the table, they're not actually far away.
Okay, you're talking about.
I said it earlier. They started this season in a very, very dreadful manner.
Sorry to cut you short.
Alright.
You said Man U in the title race. Is Newcastle in the title race?
Yes, definitely.
They're in the title race.
They're in the title race. They're in the title picture now.
Okay, no problem.
And I want to chip something in. Sorry, Lima. And Eddie O was interviewed against I think a game I've forgotten who they played against when they defeated them, and the BBC guy was like, "Are you guys in the title race?" And he was like, "The fans can keep dreaming if that's what they actually play." Yes, so they can keep dreaming.
It's normal for every coach to say that.
They are not in third position. It's not a fluke.
Of course, they are working well.
They defeated good amount of good teams. They defeated Tottenham. They went to the Emirates. They picked up points. They picked points against a certain Manchester City. So you don't expect me to tell you that Newcastle are not in the title race. They are definitely.
They are not in the title race as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, they are not in the title race.
But they are in the title race.
You understand? They are in the top 4 race. The title race is between 2 teams.
No.
City and Arsenal.
Okay, now I'm telling you that Arsenal are not in the title race. You said we're in the title race.
We're in the title race, but we're not talking about winning the league title. Don't you get? There are 2 different things. You can be in the race, but you're not talking about winning the race.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we'll have to leave it for the viewers to decide if Arsenal are in the title race or not. So still sticking with the Premier League, let's lay out the fixtures for this weekend. Today, or on Thursday rather, we'll see Chelsea take on Fulham, Aston Villa take on Leeds United on Friday. On Saturday, we'll see Manchester United against Manchester City, like we talked about. Everton take on Southampton. Nottingham Forest take on Leicester City. Brighton versus Liverpool, a wobbling Liverpool side. Wolverhampton Wanderers take on West Ham United, and Brentford take on Bournemouth. And on Sunday, we'll see Newcastle United against Fulham, Chelsea against Crystal Palace, and Tottenham against Arsenal. Alright, now let's move over to the Serie A, where there is a very interesting title race going on there. I mean, Napoli, Juventus, and we see Napoli take on the old ladies on Saturday, I believe.
Friday.
Yeah, and since the start of the season, the Serie A, Napoli have lost just 1 game. I mean, they've not lost a game at home.
Yeah.
And it's been really good for Napoli. I think they're about 7 points off the top of the at the top
7
of the
points
table.
clear,
Yeah. So if Juventus win that game, they would be just 4
4
points
points,
behind
yeah.
Napoli. And we know Juventus have a very good defense. I mean,
Very good
the
defense?
best. Yeah, they've got the best defense in the league. 7 goals. Consider just 7 goals.
For
in
real?
17 games.
Ah.
And they really have the best, attack.
I'm shocked with this start because starting the season, Juve were nowhere to be found. Started roughly, people were even saying whether they will make top 4 or not, but all of a sudden they're in second position.
Yeah.
Like, they're really showing that they're old ladies.
Yeah, so we see, I mean, the best defense against the best attack. Now, what do you guys expect from this game against Napoli? I mean, for Napoli against Juventus?
I'm expecting a smashing game, a cracking game. Like, it's going to be end-to-end stuff. Napoli want to attack. They want to win the game because they are home. They are gearing for their first league title for a very, very, very long time. And this Juve side, I believe they have a lot to prove because they've been highly criticized. They've been saying that this team, this is the worst Juve side they've seen in a long time. They are not good enough. Like, it's even that bad that even to their board, they were having issues. So Juve, they have a lot to prove in that game. So I'm expecting a very, very tough and smashing game.
Well, coming in from the World Cup break, as you made mention of their board, literally everybody in the boardroom had to resign. And personally, for me, I think that kind of issues going behind the scenes in the club is going to actually affect the performance of the player.
Yes.
But so far so good. After the World Cup break,
they are taking it well.
They're taking it well. They've been in good form, and it would be unfair for Napoli not to win this league, honestly.
Why?
Because they've been that good this season.
But what about Juve battling back?
Very good.
It's
for
not
them.
easy.
It's not easy. Give kudos to them. I think sticking to Massimiliano Allegri now to an extent is actually paying off.
Yes.
We all know how good Massimiliano Allegri can be on the day. And it's going to be a cracking game, honestly.
Yeah.
But I still feel Napoli has what it takes to actually get the better of a certain Juventus side. But this is Juventus. 9 games or 9 wins.
Yeah. And their players are coming back.
It's not the likes of Pogba is coming.
KSI is back.
KSI
back.
So they're actually getting their group back.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a very, very easy game for Napoli. But on paper, they are the favourites. But based on current form, I think Juventus might actually get something out of the game. But my heart is going for Napoli.
If I were to pick a winner, I'll go with Juve.
Based on form.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the league, I'm not talking about the league, but this game. This game.
I think Napoli should have enough to actually get something positive.
I'm seeing Juve winning this game.
Yeah. Napoli for me because of our Victor
Osimhen. Juve for me because of Maximo Allegri.
How does Maximiliano Allegri?
He knows how to
attachment, personal attachment.
No personal attachment. He just knows how to handle his thing. No, I'm his PA.
Okay.
Alright, so let's read out the fixtures for the Serie A. On Friday, we see Napoli against Juventus. On Saturday, we see Cremonese against Monza, Lecce against AC Milan, Inter Milan take on Hellas Verona, and on Sunday we see Sassuolo take on Lazio, Torino against Spezia, Udinese against Bologna, Atalanta takes on Salernitana, Roma takes on Fiorentina, and on Monday, which is the last game of the week, we see Empoli take on Sampdoria. Alright guys, so that's it on the preview of games. Now let's move to transfer updates, transfer rumors. I mean, there's been a lot of talks about João Felix, Modric, and Weghorst to Manchester United. Now, out of these transfer rumors or done deals rather that we've heard so far, which of them do you think would come, would come to fruition or would come good for their clubs?
João Felix, Modric.
Yeah.
They've not signed Modric yet.
Yeah, but João Felix and Weghorst. Now let's stick with that.
João Felix and Weghorst. Going by paper, you want to say João Felix. You understand? But if you look at the structure of the club and what it's coming into, realistically, you saying João Felix, you're saying like you're having a big tax in that guy. So for me, I believe Weghorst will make more impact because he's coming into a team that they are getting themselves. They are playing for each other. There is no ego anymore. Everybody's playing for each other. They are playing their roles. Luke Shaw, I've not seen Luke Shaw in this kind of form in my life since I've been watching him. So I've been criticizing Luke Shaw ever since, and he's doing well. Dalot is doing well. Varane and Martinez. So Weghorst for me is just going to slot into the United team because he's going to receive a lot of service from him. The likes of Rashford, the likes of Anthony, the likes of Eriksen. So he's going to get a lot of services for him. João Felix is going to have like a bit of tough time to adapt to the English game, especially when he's coming to a new team that is struggling because Chelsea, they are struggling in all departments. I can't pick a particular department that Chelsea they are good at. They're having problem with their keepers, the defense, the midfield, the attack. So it's going to really tell a lot on Joao Felix.
Well, I'll actually go for about Vegas because when the news actually broke some days back, some section of the Manchester United fans were like, "Do we really need this guy? What impact is it going to make?" Well, with the rumblings and everything, the conversations, the arguments, they all came to the conclusion that, well, it's obvious that Eric Ten Hag wants him, and with the kind of
point
mood,
man.
it's not even about the point man. I'll come back to that later. With the kind of mood in Manchester United, every fan are now starting to believe that anything Eric Ten Hag wants, anything he sees,
it's fine.
You have to go with
it's
it
fine now.
Because he has actually been showing his discipline and his stamp on
Yeah.
the team. So
Yes.
they've all argued. They are not really sure if Vegas is the answer. But since Eric Ten Hag wants him, they have no choice but to actually follow it. I'm coming to the point, man. It's actually a very interesting start on about Vegas because everybody were like, okay, fine, this is how Vegas. Probably it's going to be the Peter Crouch launch the ball and let me take the header. But Stat has actually claimed that Vegas is actually
A good target
better.
man, yes.
He's not even a good target man. He's much better on his feet rather than his head. But everybody were thinking that, okay,
Yeah,
fine,
it's true.
this is the tall guy.
True.
Probably 10 to 15 minutes of the game. United are chasing the game. They are going to just keep launching. But Vegas
He has good hold up play.
A good hold up player. And it's not that he's now very bad. He's not that bad on the air, but his strength
So
lies
good on the air.
on his feet.
He's good on the air.
He's good on the air, but his strength lies more on his feet.
And also, let me even buttress your point. Vegas too knows the league. He's been in the EPL before with Burnley.
Where they were playing launches.
Yes. So he knows the league. So I believe he's just going to slot into United.
So safe to say he's a better player than Fellaini was. I mean,
Fellaini was not a striker now.
Yeah, we
When it comes to the launches,
Fellaini was not good at playing football on his feet.
It's interesting that you guys have picked Vegas to do well over Joao Felix. I mean, which brings me to our next conversation, our next talking point. That's going to be the end of the show for today. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next one.
Where is your home of sports? Listen, the crazy thing about sport is that there is never a dull moment.
Yes, having uncommon conversations is the end thing here.
Football, tennis,
Formula One,
UFC, boxing,
athletics,
and many more.
They yeah. If you don't know, they yeah. If you don't know, now why we they call them goats?
Sports Simplified.
That's Sportyfied.
Who be your goats?